let them recapture what Ronda Rousey realistically fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like them two in the main event,
Hey, and you know
that
what?
would steal the show.
And you know what? Maybe down the line, here we go on this. You get that mid card title. You get Charlotte Flair to hold it, like, you know, you need a name.
Kind of like
So
what you did
kind of,
with Seth. You put
yes,
it on her. That way, it becomes established and has a
yes.
reputation.
You get within that time frame, maybe on SmackDown, you get one on Raw, one on SmackDown, right? Maybe you get that one on SmackDown. They want to unify it down the line. You have that both shows. Okay. Becky Two Belts came out of that, remember, as we talked about.
Yeah.
What if that happened? They
I'm
crossed
not
that
mad.
path.
I'm not mad.
That, and again, it could be a
But
big WrestleMania thing too. Hey, we're,
listen,
you know,
that match could happen, and I wouldn't be mad if Charlotte became Charlotte Two Belts. I wouldn't be mad if we got Becky Two Belts back. Hell, I
yeah,
wouldn't even be mad if somebody came and cashed in they fucking Money in the Bank. As long as it's been like the last, like there's only 3 minutes of this match left.
yeah, or
Because
or
because if
or
somebody cash in, that proves okay, they established these titles, gave it reputation, and now we could put it on somebody young. And if they, we pull it off of them in a few months, the title ain't worth. It's not
yeah,
at the
no,
the
no, no.
title ain't worth it.
See, hey, Paul, call us. We'll get a notepad together. We'll jot some shit down. You just holler at us when you want to pull the trigger on it. Hey, and before we talk a little bit more, because we're gonna get into a couple more things that happened on SmackDown tonight. Plunder related. Catch Derek on Bucks Report tomorrow night for the Buccaneers pregame.
And post game.
Oh, and post game. And congratulations to Derek on his first 2 articles with Bucks Report. As everybody has seen, I'm sure by now, the Plunder has moved to Bucks Report. They will be exclusive to Bucks Report and still with 88, as I will still be producing the shows. But they will be solely found on the Bucks Report page, article-wise, everything.
Oh yeah.
Go follow them. Go check them out. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, man.
Good shit.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this was like the whole deal was I was sitting here. We were promoting our own thing, and I've been promoting my show. You've been helping promote it, and friends and family, but it's self promoted. And what this is the recognition of what I've put out, whether it be via content through the post on social media, or the shows, or a combination of the two. And as far as the show goes, the collective of a lot of the appearance and the way it's run, there goes thanks to BucDad, because he's helped. There's been a lot of growth on my end from that perspective, and he's helped a lot as far as guiding me in the right direction. And we freelanced and freelanced from the get-go as far as how to run this thing, and we stepped it up over the times. And it was really cool to have somebody reach out to me on a social platform. First off, that I got reached out on TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I'm doing TikTok now. So if you understand what I just said, you know what I mean. So I've had TikToks in the past, and they're cool. But for this particular
You're
thing
welcome.
that I'm doing, it's very important, because of the content creation aspect of it and drawing the attention to your content in general. And they reached out to me on TikTok, and it was like, hey, I want to talk to you. So we exchanged numbers, and they reached out to me and says, "Hey, I want to promote and host your stuff." And I'm like, "Okay." And he gave me a little explanation, and basically, like BucDad said, they're promoting what we have here at the Plunder. We have his platform, my platform. Now we have a platform of a boatload of followers.
Yeah.
So putting the content out there and making it eye popping. Like I was making a video the other day, some content the other day as an example, and I asked Andrea, "Hey, which specific emoji would you put in this video?" And as soon as I turned the phone, she said, "That one right there." Because it popped as soon as you turned the phone. It just drew my eyes to the phone. I'm like, that's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for, because that's you're gonna be scrolling, and before you hit that play button and let that volume go, you're gonna see something that interests you, or you're gonna keep swiping. That's what a lot of people do by nature. So, it's those things that I'm trying to create and get better on, and it's those things that I'm getting better on, and the reason why my content was noticed. And I want to appreciate and thank everybody that has supported me from day one. This is going into the second season of it, and it's going to be better than ever. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Manny Buck's coming, bro.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
But getting into it, give me 1 second. Let me finish. I had to put that up real quick. Speaking of getting the opportunity and being humble, Cody Rhodes being humble decides that he's gonna make KO his next opponent for the undisputed title. I get it. It's cool enough. But I'm not buying into it because Kevin Owens even said I don't deserve it. I haven't done anything to deserve it. And I get it, or we talked pre-show, like with Randy Orton. He at least competed in the King of the Ring, made it to the finals, and technically his shoulders weren't down. We had talked about that on the post-show from King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
That I understand where the Randy Orton Gunther thing comes in, because that would be cool. And I'm gonna we'll get into that in a second. But with KO, he's been in a lot of different stories right now. He's been helping Cody. He's been helping Randy, tagging with Randy, getting his ass whooped, having Randy help him, helping Rey Mysterio, helping Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
He's been everywhere. Which, no disrespect, bro. Kevin Owens is the workhorse. And yeah, okay, give the veteran a title shot. Makes me. I feel like, and this is an AEW writing thing for a minute, because there's no long term to it. There's no reason for it. Like, you don't need to have this match right here. The only thing I can see happening is maybe Solo and gets involved. Maybe The Rock gets involved. Maybe it ends that way to where you don't have to worry about that type of incident. If KO loses because somebody came out and attacked Cody.
Yeah.
Or attacked KO because they didn't want Cody to, or they didn't want to attack Cody, because then KO wins and it does make a storyline. But maybe they attack KO, Cody wins, and that's where it's, hey, I really didn't want it, so I'm not going to pursue this.
Yeah.
But I'll help you fight this person. I'll have your back, but I'm not trying to fight you. I'm alright with that. Here's my question. Which one of these matches are you more interested in? What has your attention more?
Gunther, Randy.
What about you, Trevor?
For me, Gunther, Randy.
I'm realistically, I don't want to see neither one of these matches. Like, I understand.
I'd rather see Randy Cody right now. That's who I want to see with Cody.
Hey, and like I said, maybe we get that down the line.
Yeah, but as of right now, I think we're in that like flutter area because like we know what storylines and where it needs a wrap up and it needs to be at Bad Blood. So I feel like right now it's a like let's play with some shit.
Well, maybe it's maybe they're filler matches until you get to the Bad Blood timing,
right?
And and I'm okay with that, but that means that should be involving the future opponent being involved in another storyline that they can't, venture into right now. But like, if you're looking at just over a month and a half out of Bad Blood, then like, what's the deal?
Like,
I'm not sold on it either.
Like I say, I really don't want to see the two. It's not for any of the wrestlers. It's based on where all the stories are.
Right.
They really don't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that I don't like. Realistically, on paper, these are fucking dream matches on paper. But just because of where we are story wise, that's why I'm not really interested. But
as far as Cody goes, I mean, maybe Gunther you can flip a coin, but as far as Cody goes, I think they're trying to move him away from the bloodline right now and take him out of that picture in some sort. And I think that's what Kevin Owens stands for.
Well, Dan Mills disagrees on that one. He thinks that Roman's going to come and drop KO and look at Cody and say the belt's going to be mine, setting up a Cody and Roman rematch
for Bad Blood. That's too soon.
Do you think so?
I personally think there's going to be a little bit more involvement. If you think by the time Bad Blood gets here, Rock's going to be done with his shit.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to be back. That's going to be a huge impact and attention grabber from Roman Reigns. So you've got a month and a half to handle this Solo Sikoa shit with Roman Reigns and this head of the table bullshit, and then you're going to get The Rock coming back, and then things are going to build up for The Rock in WrestleMania, or potentially even sooner at Royal Rumble.
You don't need to wrap this up with Solo anytime soon.
So,
bro, think of how long the Roman and Jey Uso thing went on. Think of how long Roman beat up on Jimmy, putting Jey in a weird position.
I mean, you kind of saw that tonight with the Tongans.
Yeah,
they kind of act like they were like.
Yeah, and again, what if, because you seen Solo take off when Roman started after he got the necklace, he took off, left the Tongans to get defeated. Haiku Lu is coming. He's going to be the new Jacob Fatu enforcer. Jacob Fatu is going to go with Roman.
So, I agree with the comment. I don't mind that. My thing is, I'm finna piss off the Cody crybabies. Because of how involved Cody is with this bloodline storyline, I realistically would like it to be wrapped up with him in the bloodline at Bad Blood, but then there's no big name for the belt to come off Cody unless you're going to push Carmelo Hayes or LA Knight. But then realistically, how much Cody is over, by that point, how do you with Cody being over, how do you justify? I can understand Carmelo because Carmelo's the heel, but in the other sense,
do you really need to wrap up Cody in the bloodline fully? Because
I'm
Well,
not gonna
you
lie.
got
Cody without the bloodline is why he got the title.
maybe it's not the whole bloodline. Maybe at one point we get Cody and Tama Tonga.
But not for the world title. I mean, I can see it, but I
I
won't
mean,
like
bro,
it.
they gave Solo a shot out of the fucking random.
Well,
Why not?
let's be real. If you look at the SmackDown roster before Survivor Series and tonight,
Yeah.
who's on that level with Cody? Nobody. So you
I
tie him
mean
into this.
that you could randomly throw into a story or a quick little feud with them. I can give you a couple people
Okay,
that are heels to
I
go
get it.
against the babyface. Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. You could do those two easily. They really don't have that much of a shout out to Austin Theory too.
Hey,
I
hey, I
see that.
peeped
I
it.
see that.
I
We've
was
been talking
waiting.
about it, bro, and I see it. Shots fired.
I'm like I say, it has to start it has to start going into fruition
Yeah.
after Berlin or the week of Berlin. Like you have to start it so it happen. Like I'm not gonna lie. I like Austin Theory. I want Austin Theory to get the dub in Atlanta, Georgia for Bad Blood.
Yeah.
More than likely he will because you're pushing him to be a face and he's getting the fans behind. Whoever helped him backstage because he still didn't have it after Cena. So whoever helped him, thank you.
Yeah.
Hands down, thank you.
Well, they kind of were doing the whole pushing him as a certain way,
Right.
and kind of with the whole Damian Priest thing. When you go towards one way, like you're forcing this one gimmick, or maybe Austin was trying too hard,
I
and
think he
maybe he
was trying
finally.
too hard to show that, hey, I want to show that I'm really invested. And then I
Yeah.
think I'm pretty sure if I had to put money on it, I'm pretty sure he talked to Paul Heyman.
I mean, something happened, but with
He
that,
talked to somebody or worked with somebody and it's gotten a
and,
lot
and
better.
it clicked. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, could that be the next thing? I mean,
Okay. But
hey,
if you're gonna
like that.
push him for a world title, I need him to go for the heavyweight title because I do not see you allowing Austin Theory to be the face of the company.
But it doesn't mean he wins. You could throw a quick match. You could easily throw a quick match
Oh
and have
yeah,
Cody demolish the hell out of him.
Grayson Waller. Yeah, if
I
if,
mean,
if it's if it's Cody versus Austin Theory in like a throw-in match, let it run its 25-24 minutes. I would like to see it to the end. See Austin. Like I would like to see that Austin developed and shows
I
that hey, at
mean,
some point you can trust me to run with the big dogs. I
you
see
wanna hear?
Grayson Waller as a dominant mid card Jericho.
So speaking of Austin and Cody, before we go Austin Theory full fledged babyface, and you fully split up Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Can I get an Austin Theory and Cody Rhodes match for the title at Bad Blood to where Cody wins?
But Grayson
And it's
cost him the
because,
match.
and hear me out, Cody wins, costing Theory the World Heavyweight title, or the Undisputed title in his hometown against Cody Rhodes, who's also from Atlanta, Georgia. And he turns on Grayson Waller at that point.
So yeah, you were saying like I was saying like okay, they fight at Bad Blood, and then you have Grayson Waller cost Theory the match. I like that, and then you Shit, then you can roll that in the Survivor Series because who don't like bitches fighting around Turkey Day?
Yeah, like, and then you got December, which what are they? I mean, what are they doing in December? Are
That's
they?
our so December and September have become our like long stretch months to get us to next pay-per-view.
Well, I know they got one in December. I just don't. I don't have the schedule for it anymore. I don't think, but I know we got one. I just don't remember what it is exactly. But that could be an easy one. You know, you get maybe you don't have Cody really featured as a world heavy, you know, in a match for that PLE, but you have him there, you know, doing big things. Then it leads up to your Royal Rumble.
Oh, I
And
love.
who
Oh
knows
no,
what?
that's NXT.
And who knows where we'll be at that point when
Yeah.
it comes to the storyline with the Bloodline and the Rock's, you know, return.
So I pulled up the schedule after Survivor Series. Our next one is NXT New Year's Eve and Royal Rumble. There's nothing for December.
All right, so
And September has NXT No Mercy. So if you're a main
yeah,
card watcher, there is no PLE for September or December.
so with that, maybe you get, maybe you do. That's where you can start making sense of getting Cody away from the Bloodline fully. Maybe that's when you pull the trigger on Roman's rematch with Cody,
Yeah.
because you're gonna need, not that you're gonna need fans, but you're gonna want fans tuning in. Because it's gonna be right as you're on USA Network. You're gonna be needing to bring the people in.
You talking about that Survivor Series?
No,
Royal
I'm
Rumble.
talking about December.
Oh, okay.
Maybe December you pull the trigger on Cody and Roman 3.
So hear me out. I like
Salute to
where
the
you're
true.
going. Hear me out. I like where you're going. You have the title match. Like I'm altering the storyline and altering the way that possibly the card already is.
Are they going back to Saudi Arabia before the end of the year?
It's
Uh,
possible.
Because I can see the trilogy for them being there. Maybe that's December, and they don't. They just haven't put anything into fruition.
no, Crown Jewels on November 2nd. Crown
And then
Jewel
you get,
November
and you get
2nd and
okay.
Morgan and Survivor
Listen,
Series November
then okay,
30th.
Crown Jewel. You get Cody Roman 3.
So here's what I was thinking. I
Okay.
like Cody Roman 3. So and if you're okay, so now what I'm finna say will make sense and actually works into play.
Okay.
Cody Roman Crown Jewel right before Survivor Series, but you have The Rock interfering cost Roman the match.
That's right. You know, because if we
And
were to talk
then you
more
set
into it,
up the Survivor Series bloodline.
absolutely. I'm glad you even said that too, because that's what I was gonna bring up.
So
And with The Rock, it would be. I told him I'm the final boss. I did this for you. Now you're gonna go after it without asking me. And bro, I could see how this whole final boss and tribal chief is about to come into play for the head of the table.
Yeah.
like now
Because
looking
you
at
notice
the
he's not
paper,
calling
yeah,
himself head of the table.
looking at the pay-per-view schedule and possible way that storyline could play out and kick Cody out of it. I like it. I like it. Cuz then you can have it where one of the bloodline members win the match so that way you can still do Rock Roman WrestleMania.
And here's the thing: this bloodline is so good and everybody's so ready to see it end and how it's gonna end.
I don't
You
want it to end.
Well, it's going to at Mania.
I know it's going to.
It will. Well, it will at Mania, but we'll still have Bloodline members active.
Right.
Yeah.
I do believe they'll still carry a Bloodline faction, just not like you see.
Right. First
But
off, the fucking time frame over what 4 or 5 years almost.
Mania will be 5 years.
This story of 5 years when
Actually,
they decide to put, because like they done dropped all the way up until
SummerSlam was 5 years of the Tribal Chief.
right.
So 5 years of a storyline officially.
Okay.
Damn.
So what I'm liking and what I'm feeling is so going off what you said with the remnants of still having members of the blood, I think it takes a nice little back seat, but like it's not done because I don't think it'll completely be done if, because Final Boss, I feel like he's gonna pull some card that it finishes a PLE or two after Mania. That's when it's over. I don't think Mania is right. Like I feel like it'll still be slow. Like it'll kill itself to one of the next PLEs to truly be done. And I think at that point we're gonna be talking about how, okay, this is how Rikishi's finna do this. This is how Haku's gonna do this. Like I feel like the women will be helping close up the story too by that point.
I'm hoping they get the women involved. I really am.
Yeah, me as well.
That would be cool.
Also, talking about this and thinking on it, y'all remember Hollywood Rock?
Yeah.
How he would just get on the microphone and rip shit, and he kind of tried to when he came back, but his emotions was getting the best of him. I think this, because he'll be done with the childish bullshit of Moana 2, I think Final Boss is going to have the perfect right of remnants and blend of Hollywood Rock to make it that much more of an interesting story. Because like now,
Yeah.
I feel like give it a little bit, everybody's gonna be like, okay, they want the story to end again. Like right now, everybody's hot because Roman's back, but we still ain't got Jimmy.
Yep.
So I feel like Hollywood Rock, Final Boss Rock, if he can kind of find a way to blend the two and not let his emotions get the best of him, it could be way better than those segments we saw of Hollywood Rock. And don't get me wrong, those segments were fan-fucking-tastic.
Absolutely. I agree. I think that's he's going to play an integral part in how the story falls down in the end. The Rock is going to be a huge part in it, and he's always been really good at selling anything. That's why he's one of the greatest of all time. He's, to me, on a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. The Rock is. He's just that good. As far as what he contributed to the sport and how he elevated, so many wrestlers along with Steve Austin in that whole era. They took that era by storm. And nobody could come close to their level. It was The Rock and Stone Cold, and then you had the mid cards, and then you had the cruiserweights, and it was done. It was pretty cool. But Roman and The Rock culminating, I kind of like. I'm not so sure. I can see it going past WrestleMania. and not being finished until later down the road, a PLE or two. But
Well, the
they can do so
overall,
much with it that they can continue to go past it for another 6 months.
well, for me, the overall aspect, the main thing of being the bloodline, it has to end at Mania. You can
Yeah.
still, like I said, you still continue the faction. Maybe you bring that bloodline fully together after Mania.
Right.
And you just make it one super group. You don't have to make them dominant, heel, face, but they go do their own things.
Mm-hmm.
Like the NWO.
Yep.
Maybe you do something in that type of sense. As for The Rock, bro, the whole Moana thing, imagine him pulling that shit out like he did with Cody Rhodes.
Be
Like,
done.
bro,
Listen, be done. Cost Roman Reigns the title and be like, "What can I say except you're
I'm
welcome?"
sorry.
I like it.
Hey guys, I got to get off here.
Okay.
All right, fellas. I'll see y'all. Y'all don't forget to check me out tomorrow night on Bucks Report live. They'll be going off of their YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to their channel, as well as make sure to subscribe to 88, and as well as mine. Mine is at the Plunder 2023. I appreciate you, fellas. Y'all rock on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. But like we're talking about, you could easily take that side of The Rock, incorporate it into him, and again, bro, it add to that final boss layer
Right.
because it goes deep.
And hang on. Speaking on that, I'm a backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
So I sent you a message Monday night, Tuesday. Monday Night Raw viewership eclipsed the Olympics. So then I messaged you and I was like, damn, if that's the case, what the hell did SummerSlam do?
Did you find out?
So from the 60-something thousand that was in attendance,
Yeah.
that was that number. But viewership alone from streaming on Peacock had 230 million. The pay-per-view was 4 hours long, pre and post show included in that. It increased viewership from the previous year by a quarter. That's all y'all wrestling fans out there. I am so proud of y'all. First off, I have to give my props to Cleveland. Okay, y'all did exactly what I was expecting, to bark like fucking dogs when Braun Breaker won. So there's that.
You said it was 208 million?
230. And Monday Night Raw eclipsed the Olympics by a lot. Monday Night Raw had 1.7 million people watching. Almost a full point over the Olympics. Now, don't ask me about the point system and all of that because I don't know what none of that means because I didn't go down that career path. But that's what's up. Y'all care more about wrestling than America winning gold. That screams America right there. I love it. Well, I'll leave it. I love it. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
I like that.
But I found that beautiful because if those were the numbers on just Roman's return, by the time we get to SummerSlam and we see this match between WrestleMania and we see Roman versus The Rock, oh yeah, I know we got to beat these numbers.
But see, and that's the thing, is when you get this storyline with the bloodline ending, Raw will be on Netflix. SmackDown will be comfortable on the USA Network.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need The Rock and Roman and the bloodline to carry anymore. Personally, the only reason you still got the bloodline so heavily is the Fox ain't shit. 30% of my show is blacked out, while the other 30%'s muted.
Like
USA Network ain't got. I get it. USA Network still has stipulations.
Yeah, but
they're
theirs
not
is
gonna.
not
They're
as
not gonna cut it.
bad as Fox.
Well, I get it. Fox is one of those basic cable where USA Network is legit cable and streaming. So okay,
Right.
but I can't wait for this whole thing to kick off and all of it be on Netflix.
I do like that. What, next month, October, I can only be on the USA channel for a little bit. I ain't gotta. Oh shit, gotta pull up Fox and oh shit, gotta pull up USA.
Yeah.
Like what I can't wait for is for everything to just be in one central location.
From what I understand, they're aiming for it. They want it, but they want to be able to get the most out of it while doing it. Netflix
Right.
is the smartest thing. But, you know, there's a lot that can go with it. One of them I can't wait to see, and I hope they kind of hold off until they hit SmackDown on USA Network. Santos Escobar and LA Knight for the US title.
Yes.
Don't do it at Bash at Berlin. Save it till Bad Blood.
Yeah. So I feel like this is just like because like they already been, if you've been paying attention like me and Buck have, they've already kind of been slowly introducing the feud. Like I don't know if anybody else felt like
they've had previous matches.
Right. I don't know if anybody else felt like I have, but in the sense of when they started their feud and started having matches every other week and having promos every other week, I was like, okay, so LA Knight's winning the title, and then you're gonna start a nice, decent feud between these two, to like where it's based around the title. Because I'm not gonna lie, Santos is hot.
Hell yeah, bro! Like
Santos is on fire for a heel.
And look at what he's done, emerging by himself and, taking Legado del Fantasma and taking it to new heights. Like you gave me another Latino faction that isn't the LWO that
I like a little bit more.
I could get behind as a heel.
Yeah.
Because you need and you know what, man, you need a heel and a face if you're gonna do that.
And how I look at Santos Escobar is he's the heel turn we never got from Rey Mysterio in WWE. Yes. When I saw that they made them two work together, and then I saw the heel turn, I was like, oh, so you're gonna be the heel Rey Mysterio we never got. Yay. We already got our heel Eddie Guerrero because that's his son. But to get heel Rey Mysterio son,
Eddie Guerrero is when that started.
Listen, heel Rey Mysterio son and Santos Escobar, I'm loving this shit.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe the LWO, no offense to Rey Mysterio or even Selena Vega, but It's just a bunch of people that they don't know what to do with.
So I feel like when they get that women's mid card, Zelina would be great running for that
I
title.
hope she's the face with that title.
I like
I
her
mean,
a lot. I hate that she's kind of in a float zone right now. I thought she was going to get a decent push when they started going with her against Liv Morgan, but
yeah.
realistically, the match wasn't there to like get her to the point they were trying to get her to. I don't blame her. I don't blame Liv. It's two tiny, fast moving people in the ring who, let's be real, that looked like that was their first time in the ring together.
Selena's good, but she's not
Right.
that great. They're both, and yeah, you gotta have somebody that can carry it. I'd be all for it.
Like if um, if she was to come back and for whatever reason they were able to put Zelina Vega with Alexa Bliss and she can be, and I don't mean this in no negative kind of sense, but be the Hispanic Alexa Bliss, then I can see her being in matches like that because
Okay.
because like she moves in the ring similar to Alexa Bliss but with her own flair and her own style. So like start pinning like I okay, like when Raquel comes back, put her in matches with those bigger athletes so that way she gets comfortable. Because okay, I, I'm gonna give y'all a little life lesson.
Oh.
Treat it like treat Zelina Vega in the ring against bigger opponents like if it's your first time driving. Be in a big car so that way when you drive a small car, you can do that with your eyes closed. Please don't drive with your eyes closed. But you get what I'm saying. You can drive something big. You can whip the hell out of something small. Put Zelina in matches against those big giants. Let her work that chemistry. Let her get comfortable with doing her arsenal of moves. So that way, when she goes to those smaller opponents like Alexa did, it don't look like, hey, you need to run towards me so I can. We don't see a lot of the talking. Like I'm not gonna lie. Yes, the LA match and Logan Paul match was good, but you saw LA Knight making sure Logan Paul was okay. He can keep up and he was telling Logan what to do. Like if you caught glimpses of it, if we can get Zelina a little bit more comfortable, we can cut that out and it looks a lot fluid. And then, like I said, she can be a great that singles women's champion, whether it's the IC women's or the women's US, whichever, however they're gonna put them on shows. I think the women's IC is gonna be on Raw with her.
Wow, I'm reading while you're doing that. Fightful just reported something
Okay.
that Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio teamed up in a dark match after SmackDown. They lost to Braun Strowman and Kairi Sane.
I mean, first off, Dom doesn't stand a chance in any form against Braun Strowman. And I'm sorry, Kyrie should get a world title run. But I've
Yeah,
always felt like that since I saw her in
bro.
NXT.
When Kyrie left, bro, I was like, damn. I was so sad. But hey, speaking of LA Knight, speaking of, and Fightful said this too. LA Knight restructured his deal. More money, more time. Original deal was set to expire next year. That might be why they gave him that title. Notice there's that little bit of pattern. Drew McIntyre got the title, 5 minutes. Then you got Damian Priest signed. He got that cash in the same night. It made sense. Gunther re-signed. Okay, that's probably why he got the title. LA Knight, U.S. title. Logan Paul, U.S. title.
So I will say this. I can see that. I understand it. I get it.
I'm all for it.
I don't hate it.
No.
I get, look, if it costs me putting the title on you for 3-4 months to get you to resign, okay, cool. Because hear me out. Back in the day when the title changed hands the way it did,
Yeah.
there was no logic behind it, and you kind of saw who was gonna win the title. Like, I hate to say it, IC title. It got to the point the IC title, you either knew it
Was
was
a
gonna be
joke.
Chris Jericho, Christian, Edge, or yeah, that's about it. Like, you kind of knew.
Yeah.
You kind of knew. Now it's like, oh, LA Knight won the title. We're all like, hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But because, hey, we re-signed him, we want to show him, hey, we're invested. We want you to see the plan, but this is our way of saying thank you for what you've done so far and to say thank you for the future. I have no issue with that, especially when it's not like how it was either with bullshit title changes. Like,
Okay.
because like there were times where the title would change hands and you'd be like, why? Or
Yeah.
like, I obviously there's probably one more recent, but the one that comes to my mind is Mick Foley wins the title like what on Raw, and then like later that week on SmackDown drops the title, or like at the pay-per-view he drops the title.
I know what
Like,
you're talking about. Yeah, when he had won the championship
right.
on Raw, when they beat WCW, and then it was
Like,
I
would
want to say it was that Super Bowl halftime show match between him and The Rock,
right.
where The Rock had pinned him in the boiler room.
And it was like a quick ass title run, or like he held it for like
It was
within
like,
a week or
yeah,
some
it was
shit.
like a week. It was like a week or like 5 days or some dumb shit.
But like that didn't, like, realistically, for how they were, because I don't, for our new wrestling fans, what I'm trying to say is back then, throw all the darts at the board and whatever the fuck sticks, that's what we're going with. But if for
Well,
whatever reason
think
we need
okay
to change it, I'll change it.
for the new wrestling fans. What we're alluding to, Google Monday Night Wars and enjoy the rabbit hole for a little bit,
Yeah.
because you'll find out exactly where we're talking about this Mick Foley and Mankind in 6-day title run. Throwing darts and it's sticking. They had to do something. That was it. And it was right before the Stone Cold. Well, right at the time Stone Cold persona was really taking off. But wasn't he out? Yeah, he was out at the time.
Yeah. So like it's wrestling's not like that no more, where, because back then, yes, we loved the roster because it was deep. You saw exciting, fast-paced nonsense
Bro,
and edgy
everybody
content.
was a banger.
Right. But you knew, like, back then in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, you had your 5-6 dudes that you always knew were going to find their way back to the world title picture. And then you had them 10 to 15 dudes that always found themselves in the single titles picture. And listen, for whatever reason, they'll have a hot tag team division for like 5 months, and then they'll kill it and separate everybody to like overflood the single title pictures, but it's not the world title because you got the same 5. Now it's realistically, we're at a point in time now you can throw anybody the title.
Yeah, you can. And that just shows the evolution of it. Now, well, I guess my question for it is, with all of that, I want to know, is the roster better now? Or was it better then? Because back then you had your like I said, you had your heavy hitters, your bangers. You got that everywhere now. At one point, they were all running for really the WWE title or the
Right.
WWF championship. Now, it's like they're running for the mid card, the heavyweight, the undisputed. There's more options.
You're not wrong.
Is it better or is it worse?
So for me, I'm gonna say that it's better. I like the way that this is going, the way it's heading. I like the way that we have these big stars nowadays and everything. I will say that if I take my fandom out of it, today's roster is better than the Attitude Era roster, but it's not a big gap. I would say it's a small gap, only for the simple fact of we already are established. We know where we know where we're going as a WWE company, as a wrestling company. Like, we get where we're trying to get to. That's why I would say today is better than Attitude, because Attitude, it was,
Okay.
we're trying not to go out of business. Okay, now we're trying to prove we're the better show and get ratings. Okay, now we're trying to kill our competition. Okay, we killed our competition. What the fuck do we do now? I feel like that's where that was. It was like after they beat WCW and completely won the Survivor Series, where it was the Alliance versus WWE. After all that, I think they got to a point where it was like, oh shit, we have nobody to compete against except ourselves, and we got these overstacked rosters. We got this, we got that. I feel like they hit a point where they didn't know how to stay on the steamrolling train that they were on. Like, they were still on the train, but that train slowed the fuck down.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. But we know that the ruthless aggression era kind of got screwed because of a few things. You know what, man? I'm not gonna say he was part of the ruthless aggression era, but he had a part to WCW. He was a former WWF superstar, and I can't wait for him to be able to be with Nancy again. Kevin Sullivan passed away today at the age of 74.
I saw that. I saw that. I
Man,
was heartbroken.
bro, you know when the when I found out, like watching the Benoit behind what was it, the Dark Side of the Ring, every shit,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing the ties, man, one, I'm gonna say as a booker, straight professional, to be able to put yourself in that type of storyline while all that's going on, and you continue to keep kayfabe alive. Matt Hardy and Edge couldn't do it, but it's just that I don't think he ever got the true recognition he deserved.
I was gonna say the same thing. Cause like, I was like, so when it first came across my phone, that's how I saw it. I was like, it took me a minute to remember until I clicked on the article, and I was like, oh shit, because he don't get his flowers, he don't get his due diligence. But
Yeah.
I do remember watching him. I do remember seeing his creativity just blossom on the fucking screen. Like, it was magical. I wish, in a sense, he was still working backstage a little bit more, or had a little bit of an input to give his creative ideas a little bit, because I feel like,
If I'm correct, I think after the whole Benoit thing happened, he just kind of separated himself for the most part. Which, if that is the case,
Completely
don't blame
understandable.
him. Yeah,
Right.
I'm mad at him. But damn, bro, that was kind of. I'm not gonna say a shocker, but it was one of those. It's like, wow. I do want to. I want to know all the details when they come to. Like, maybe something was up. Again, he was kind of. He did not fall off the face of the earth, but
Right.
he limited everything, and like we said, rightfully so. But it would be interesting to know what really led to the news. Now, I asked you your opinion on the rosters between today and our era growing up, and you were talking about today's roster being more in depth, high, more athletic. I want to know your thoughts on this right here, this new alliance between Blair Davenport, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn. And of course, you got the big three back together. I want to know what your thoughts are on what. Now, just because we got it sitting here right now, we get this debate. I thought it was funny. You got the three black girls versus the three white girls. The three whitest girls on the fucking roster. Like I love the big three together, man. Like for them being the three black women on the roster, I love that it's them. Or the
I,
three on the SmackDown roster, I should say.
right. I will say, first off, y'all know how I feel about my women's wrestling. Okay, I was a big supporter of give them a chance because, first off, the disrespect. That's just one.
Yeah.
And two. Oh, so I was sitting here watching this match, and I saw that Blair Davenport came out and started attacking. I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting in my chair and I was like, "In a," and then next thing you know, it hits and she running down. First off, I was
Yep.
thrown off by surprise. We went all natural with the afro. I was a little, oh, okay.
Hey, I like that you pointed that out because when it was going on, I'm like, oh, here comes Naomi. Boom, bro, music hit. She come running down, and I seen the throw, and I'm like, can that shit even make it between the ropes?
First
Yeah.
off, I hang on. I'm gonna let you finish. I have to give Naomi more props than anybody has to because I need people to take a second and think about something so small she did that you wouldn't realize that it's actually a huge thing. So obviously we all saw her run down to the ring and she got in the ring, but I need you to look at the athleticism used to get in that ring as quickly as she did. Do you I that is very quick, okay? That is very quick. That is something so small and so tiny that like a small hiccup of that movement and she's on the ground.
Bro, it was
So
so cool to see all that. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi come out in ring attire similar or inspired by the Powerpuff Girls. Please tell me you see Naomi as Buttercup, you can see Bianca as Blossom, and
hey,
Jade
you know what?
Cargill
Hey,
as
and
Boss.
not you know what, bro? Not to really make it that way, but just this in a celebratory way.
Yeah.
You got the three black Powerpuff Girls, bro. Like they would be the perfect ones. Like
Right.
I I like that.
And first off, I'm finna expose myself. Those other three women, Fire, Isla Dawn and Blair Davenport. I'm sorry, I have a weakness for women over the pond. Okay, I have a weakness for women just that like to be over the pond. Okay, that's one. Two, I need a women's trios title because I want them three as my champion.
See, and that's where I was going at earlier with having the three women together and all that. Can we get a men and women's trios title?
So I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were heading that way for the men too with the Radicals on NXT, but then Wesley said, "Fuck all that shit."
No,
Because I was like, okay, if you introduce a men's trios tag team championship, the Radicals of those three low key would be a great introductory champion because of the chemistry, and low key you can have the title build. Because I'm not gonna lie, to me, out of the singles titles, the North American Championship is the most prestigious, and it's the newest one out of the three, only because the IC in the United States bounced around for so long. Like, yes, now they're becoming prestigious again, but because they bounced away around the way they did, and the North American Championship literally got solidified and became this astronomical of a prestigious championship. I feel like those three could have did that for those tag team titles on NXT and then worked that way up to the main card. That's why I
agree.
kind of like those three as like my trios men's title. But like I say, Wesley said, "Fuck all that shit. I don't need nobody."
Well, hang on. Let me. 'Cause I was reading on something earlier,
Okay.
and let me put it up because I want to know your thoughts because we're talking about trios. Lucha Brothers could be WWE bound. Maybe Pac could make that return.
I wouldn't
Maybe
be
you get
mad.
maybe you get House of Black coming back at some point. I do see with Netflix a lot of the superstars getting the opportunity to come back because it wasn't Hunter that
It
made them shut
wasn't.
down all their extra social media. I do see stuff going on to where they might be able to get that partnership with their stuff again. I believe Netflix comes with a lot of opportunity for the superstars.
Well, if you're gonna push edgy content, I feel like you should allow them to have that back. And then
So
if that's the case, please call my wifey and boo boo Mandy Rose, because just because she decided to have a OnlyFans does not mean she deserves to get fired. Obviously, there's
now,
more to
see,
that
here's my
story,
thing.
but
Here's my thing with that. Do I think they should be allowed to have an OnlyFans with what it sells? If you're going for that type of, or if you want to go for that type of audience and allow that, okay. Do I think it would be a smart move? No.
I was just using an example. I'm
No,
with
I
you.
know. No, no, no. I know because I agree with it. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Especially
And,
from
and,
the
and
motherfucker that owned the company and was doing the wild shit he was doing.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and we'll get into that when there's details coming out, and next week I kind of have plans to
Okay.
have a little talk on that. Since I like that we're doing the Friday shows and we're kind of opening up our time frame a little bit more. Let me just say, because you do this as a teacher, I love working Monday through Friday and having weekends off.
What? Understatement. That is the
Man,
biggest blessing
hey,
ever.
hey, and doing it in a food service industry,
Oh, that's
it,
hard to get Monday through
yeah,
Friday too.
as a manager. But I'm also opening the store every morning at 4 a.m. So it works in my favor.
Shit, I still got crusties in at 4
Uh,
a.m.
it, I'll send you, bro. I will just, since we text back and forth all the time, I'll just hit my microphone one day and you'll hear the speakers at work. It's headbanging EDM at like
Hell yeah.
4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, so I can wake up because I'm not in there headbanging, but while I'm working, I've always been that person. Like indication, rap music was, I never hated it, indication, because I love hip hop, I love rap. But rock is where that's where I really fell in love with a lot of the rock
Listen,
again, because
as
that's what we work in, man.
as somebody who worked at the glorious donut place for 2.5 years and opened and turned that red light on for y'all glorious people, I understand. Because when I was working at Krispy Kreme, it was 3:42. I needed to clock in every morning. When I tell you I could not wait until 11 a.m. came, but I get the whole getting in that bitch, turning on some music, and getting the morning started. So I can't wait. But as for these rumors, I like that they possibly could be. I like that everybody's possibly trying to come or wanting to come back. Speaking on when you said possibly Pop come back, and I jumped to Mandy Rose and that whole situation. I want to address this real quick and put this out there. I am a fan of Ronda Rousey. I hate she had a horrible experience, but I expected it to be a horrible experience. But there's just that. I hope she gets some form of apology at some point down the line.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
So, as you see in the chat, I know we're talking about expanding the time frame, but we're gonna go ahead and cut it this week
That's fine.
because I gotta call my youngin back.
I got you.
But we're gonna keep this topic going next week, man. So everybody needs to tune in. We will see you next week. I will see you guys Monday at 7 as we try one more for the last week of Pancakes and Power Bombs.